Welcome, everyone, to the Business L&K podcast. I am Kathy Andersen, the Director of Innovation and Entrepreneurship at the Lincoln Partnership for Economic Development. And we're here at the Chamber of Commerce in the AOI Studio. I am joined by Steph Ledbetter. She is the CEO and founder of Modern HR. I'm so excited to talk to you today, Steph.
I'm excited to be here.
Can you take it away and tell us more about you and the inception of Modern HR?
Yeah, absolutely. I founded Modern about a year ago. I was in an HR space previously, have been in HR for about 20 years, was a part of a growing HR organization that was thriving and doing really well. And I just decided that I'd kind of made my mark and wanted to start something different. So the goal for Modern HR is to create an opportunity for people to build really strong relationships with their HR to help businesses thrive by ensuring that HR has the people-centered focus of the business. HR has really shifted over the last 15 years, almost 20 years, to be more non-traditional. So we have to focus on relationships. How do we take care of the people and take care of the business? Most HR people you hear and see probably are thinking that same thing, but it's really hard for organizations to kind of wrap their mind around how do I blend HR into my business strategy? And so that's really what Modern HR does, is we focus on culture, people, alignment, and relationships to make sure that all of those things are in the right place.
Wow. That is a wonderful vision. I can tell, when you went out on your own, you have a lot to give and you're excited to build this.
Yeah.
For our listeners and our viewers, Steph and I are originally connected because a lot of startups and entrepreneurs come to me with questions and they want to connect with professionals like Steph. And so we sat down and we were talking about some of the challenges that entrepreneurs face, as well as larger businesses and businesses that are growing rapidly, I think was a commonality.
Yeah.
But tell me more about, what are some of your favorite customers and what's a good customer for modern HR?
That's a great question. I would say an ideal customer is a business that's just starting or someone who has under 100 employees. It kind of depends on what you're looking for in terms of support, but from an overarching perspective, Modern can come in and do the HR for you. I have clients who have literally said, here's the HR book, take it and run with it, and just please make sure I never have to think about this again. No problem, we can do that. We can also take pieces of it. So there's some organizations that I work with that it's more strategy-based. So it's more employee relations support, it's coaching, it's training and development, it's those kinds of things. And so there's a broad approach of service that we offer, but definitely one that is rooted in understanding the business, understanding the people in the business, and figuring out the best solution for that. So really that range of, someone just starting out with a new organization, 5 to 10 employees, up to around 100 is that market space that works really well.
I'm thinking about those companies and how lucky they are if they connect with you early, because then they have that as a competitive edge. I come from a product development background, and we talk a lot about, Marty Kagan will say that the companies that understand that IT is not just a cost center will be the ones to accelerate and embrace technology. I feel like you're bringing a similar art to HR and how it influences strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're 100% correct in what you just said. HR, much like an IT, it's a cost center, but what we have to do is think about the things that cost center impacts. And when you think about HR, and I've said it this way for years, HR is like the heartbeat to your business. It's this kind of the soul of your company, and it's an extension of the ownership of the business too. So families that own businesses and have multiple family members in the business, there's very much and I work with a few that are like that and have in the past. I think what's important about HR is that we embody that family sense, that culture, what is most important to that owner. And we make sure that transcends throughout everything HR touches, which is, just as much internal PR as it is external PR when hiring and, making sure that from a cultural perspective, we're partnering with the marketing, right, pieces and ensuring that marketing is looking and feeling the way that it should feel and look like to work within the business. And so there's a nice blend of both. Yeah.
Do you get asked about, thematically, people talk about a business as a family and the pros and cons of that. Do you have opinions, or does that come up a lot with clients?
I would say, I don't know that people specifically ask about business as a family, but what people do talk about is this, I don't want to be too corporate. Like, we're a family-owned business. We know we need structure, but I don't want to be too corporate. Don't make me that corporate machine. But I want us to feel like we're still connected. And I do hear people who work for some of the businesses that I've worked with in my career, they'll say, gosh, we used to feel like family. And my question to them is, well, what doesn't feel that way now? And usually what happens is they say things like, well, we now have things like processes and procedures and structure and accountability and those framework components of, as a business grows, you've got to have those things in place to make sure that you're set up for the future. There is a way to do that and still have it feel like family. So there's a lot of situations I've seen where people will say it's either corporate or it's not. Well, there's a really actually nice blend in the middle where you can have structure in the framework to build the business and to have it be successful without having it be this like hard and fast, we live in a box, we live in black and white. We can live in the gray. There's actually a lot of gray area in HR. So,
wow, we heard it
I know,
here.
right?
I like that a lot.
All of my employment lawyer friends are like, Steph, why would you say that?
Like, stop. A lot lot of gray area.
There's gray. And I think they would say there's some gray area too. So, yeah.
Yep. That's a really good insight. And I just imagine the clients that you're working with being very happy to hear that. It's relieving. It's just fits right.
Yeah.
Tell me, taking a zoom out to the broader Lincoln business community, how do you like to be involved, or what kinds of things are important to you as you grow this business?
Yeah, I think the number one most important thing to me is to take care of people. Modern has been founded on this nature of relationships and making sure that those relationships are nurtured over time, that they are a strong backbone to how we do business, right? And very much like the Lincoln community, right? The Lincoln community is special. I grew up here. I have lived here all of my life. I always thought I was going to leave and come back, but I never left. So I'm still here.
Excellent.
So
and that's to be celebrated.
It sure is, yes. But because of that, I also run into my high school classmates at the grocery store and when we're watching our kids play soccer on Saturday mornings and things like that, which is such a great part of the Lincoln community. I want to also say, when you think about taking care of people, it's also giving back. And so a portion of Modern's profits go back to organizations that we want to support, organizations that we're involved with. I sit on the board for the food bank and on the foundation board for the food bank. I'm a past president of the food bank. So we give to the Food Bank of Lincoln.
Wonderful.
And other organizations as well. That's just one I'll mention because I'm on the board for them. But
of course.
So I would say also board service is a big part of what I do to give back to the community too.
Do you have any recommendations for people who might be started getting into board service?
Ooh, yes. I would say the number one most important thing is to serve on a board that you are passionate about. Like, don't serve on a board just for the sake of serving on a board. It is not a resume item. It should mean more than that, right? It should be something that fits your values, something that you feel maybe you have lived experience with. Maybe you have a passion as to why you want to serve on that board, but just make sure that it's meaningful, because the people that I'm sure we've all looked at a board and, thought about serving on one to, check a box, but we should really be looking at it to serve a higher purpose.
I love it. Wise words.
Yeah.
So if your next great client is listening to this podcast, who are they and how would they engage with you?
Who are they? Most likely they are probably a family-owned business. They probably have, and I'll just say, I know I gave the 5 to 10 to 100. Usually clients in this space are around that 35 to 50 employee life size. Yeah. You're probably an organization that either doesn't have HR or feels that you are the HR and you don't want to do those things anymore, which I firmly believe business owners should not be innately involved in the HR. their business needs, because we need to create some separation between, those big picture visionary decisions that business owners need to make, and then some of the people stuff. Because as much as we want people to know that we're approachable and that as a business owner, you can always come to me, those types of things, there's always inevitably something that employees are not sharing. And it's not because of you as the person, it's because of you, the business owner. And so supporting you from that HR lens is really, really important. I would also say too, one that values relationships, values that non-traditional approach of HR, and really focusing more on culture and engagement rather than hard and fast corporate structure. So I'm a firm believer of putting great SOPs in place and ensuring that we have a strong process, but there are ways to integrate culture into that process to make it really meaningful.
And that's something in people referring you and when I connected with you, you definitely know your stuff. You have all of the legalities and the responsibilities and the frameworks down pat. And it's wonderful that you're able to layer on the strategy and the bigger vision on top of that. So great. Anything else coming up for you, or milestones or things you're excited about?
I am working on launching a new mentoring coaching platform. So that will probably come in 2026. So I'm working on that.
Is that going to be geographically based, or is that going to be okay?
It will be more of an online scope. So we'll see how that goes. I'm excited. I've thought about doing that for years and just have never done it. So now's the time. Other than that, to have a lot of speaking engagements coming up, stuff like that. So a lot of conferences.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, we'll watch your business closely, and we'll watch your speaking engagements and the launch of your new platform. That's a lot.
Sounds good. It is a lot. Yes. And we are almost in fourth quarter. We've got quite a bit to do before the end of the year.
Well, you've got it. So thank you so much, Steph, for joining us and talking about all levels of the business community and what they need to know about HR and how they can grow. So,
of course.
This is the Business L&K podcast. I was speaking with Stephanie Ledbetter of Modern HR, and I'm Kathy Andersen. Thank you very much.